I'm Glenn Morshower, and I am starring in the role of Nick in the movie Grumpy Old Santa. Regarding all of the bowling we did, 1/3 of the movie, we did an 18-day shoot. 6 of those days were at a bowling alley. I used to bowl regularly, but that was a long time ago. There was a lot of tosses ago, and my lower back felt it immediately. Thought I was right on the edge of breaking a finger when they introduced the character of Tim, who promptly shook and crushed my hand. So I added it to the film, and you'll see it. You can rewind that moment if you missed it, but I'm sure to thank him in the movie. I call him Jim. He corrects me and says, "It's Tim." And I was like, "Great, thanks for crushing my bowling hand." I was not acting. It's one of the few moments in the film when there was no acting at all. He had actually destroyed my hand. And every take we did it, it hurt worse. So, David, who played Tim, wow, dude, you got a set of guns, serious guns. And so that was probably my biggest thing at the bowling alley, was having my hand crushed multiple times. But by the end of the week, this business of, the leg going back, right? The follow through, that returned. And that was kind of fun. But I think that 6 days in a row is enough bowling for anyone, really. Let's never do that again, shall we? Working at Longview, Texas is not really something that's foreign to me. Specifically, the town of Longview, yes, I was here several years ago doing another movie with Micah, but my stay was very short. I think I was here about 24 hours. But I'm a native Texan. And Longview is no different than most small towns in that it is community-oriented. Again, there is a presence of God in these communities. Brotherhood is really present here, as it was in Terrell in my first movie 47 plus years ago. I like that. I like not having to pretend that that's so on a soundstage in Los Angeles or in New York or even in Dallas. But this is where the story is set. So all you have to do is just take a big, deep breath of the community, because the community has its truth that we're living in. Something, again, I was saying to Kara, because Kara and I are very close friends, is that we as actors actually go through these experiences. We go through them. And if you didn't go through them as an actor, you wouldn't have a believable movie. You wouldn't have that unless you allow yourself to feel what these characters are feeling, truthfully feel it. So when you're in East Texas doing a movie about East Texas, I don't know that it gets any better than that. It's a winning recipe. So I love being here. I'm proud to be a Texan. What do they say? There are two kinds of people in the world, Texans and those who wish they were. One of my favorite memories on set happens tonight, and to say one of them would really do the whole shoot an injustice, because there was an endless parade of special moments. But tonight, Philip, when he called out the slate, had a condition I like to refer to as grapefruit throat, when we are choked up because we're filled with emotion. And I looked around today before we filmed, and this was the final night of the shoot. And the shoot has been of similar importance to, it seems, everyone on board, which means we're all feeling what I call a joyous sadness, which is a beautiful thing. It's not a bad thing. It should never be run from. It should be fully felt. And that is that sadness that we feel when something we're deeply committed to and involved in comes to a close, not unlike the feeling of summer camp when we're a kid and you look over and you see the bus, and sure, you have people you want to get back to and people you love and miss, but you have formed an unrepeatable family. And so tonight, when Philip was marking it with sticks, he was feeling what we're all feeling, which is that we're genuinely sad to see this good time come to a close. The one lesson that I've learned in acting that applies throughout every area of my life, and I think every area of your life, if you're watching, is to feel everything profoundly. Avoid nothing. Face it, feel it, learn from it. It is part of your intended Earth School curriculum. I'm a profound feeler, and feeling out loud and publicly is how I make my living.
What are you up to next? What's going on? What are you working on? Movies, TV shows, anything coming out?
I've got a running role on 2 series, but this year I was a series regular on 3 series, and I was doing them all simultaneously. 2022 was hands down the greatest year of my life, which made this movie, Grumpy Old Santa, really the cherry on top of the sundae. This was an ice cream sundae of a year. I had the privilege of going to Atlanta early on in the year for my 6th year on the series The Resident for Fox Television. In January, I found out that I would start shooting a lead in a series in March down in Savannah, Georgia, called Panhandle, where I play the sheriff of a small Floridian town. And 1 week after I got that news, I found out that I had a bucket list credit coming, that I would be playing the President of the United States, Andrew Johnson, in a story about the search for John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated President Abraham Lincoln. And Andrew Johnson was the president that ascended to office following him. My plate was full this year. That required me moving away from home and getting my own apartment in Savannah, Georgia. So frankly, when this movie came along, I didn't want to work. I didn't want to work anymore. But it was Micah. And friendship sometimes trumps our desires. We do things for friends. And that's no joke. I really thought, I had already told my wife I wanted to chill through the end of the year. But I love the opportunity. Love the story, the body of the script. And I thought whatever changes we need to make, we can make those changes. But the essence of the movie is there on the pages. So coming into this, I rolled in here off the top of a mountain that I had spent the entire year on. And God couldn't have given me a better gift than to end this year with this film. So I'm so blessed right now that I truly don't even care what's next. But I'm sure we'll find out shortly after the first of the year, because I'm used to being a very busy working character actor. And we love to live in the mystery. We don't know what's coming next, and we're really okay with that. My name is Glenn Morshower, and I play the character of Nick in Grumpy Old Santa. Let's do it again.
What was it like working with your co-star, Kevin Farley?
I thought you almost said Kevin Bacon. I was going to remind you that it was actually...
We're going to get him. Just pretend.
Kevin was a hoot, and I think...
Wait, take that again. I was talking over you.